Привет, my comrades. Welcome to the Siberian wilderness. My name is Nikolai. My name is Noah, and welcome to suburban Michigan. And yes, this is in vertical mode. I didn't feel like recording this in horizontal mode because I always feel like I get like this after a while because my arm gets tired.
I've been a personal trainer.
So close to the camera.
Well, how are the people going to hear me?
Hi, I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I've been doing finals and schoolwork the whole week. I am in no shape to create a professional video for you guys. And you know what? For this kind of topic, I feel like it'd kind of be disingenuous to see all these really polished videos talking about, you know, like how to make money and how to like do well for yourself. And the more professional they look, the more skeptical I personally am when I watch them. So I wanted to keep things really real here and talk about how I'm able to afford all of my tech and really how much money I'm making as a smaller YouTuber who does product reviews. So yeah, we're out here in my neighborhood. It is freezing cold. I'm wearing a communist ushanka, not because I love the ideology, but because I am a wannabe Slav. So with this communist pin on my forehead, allow me to tell you how I buy all my laptops and tablets and phones from the bourgeoisie, if you will.
Ironic.
So I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning, but basically I started YouTube as a hobby, as a passion. I saw Marquez, I saw Lou, I saw all the other people, and I was like, I love this and I want to be a part of it. And so I did, and I created a couple videos about like my old phone, and those kind of did well-ish, a couple thousand views. Like I think my second video got like 100,000 views, and that really hyped me up. So I kept doing it, and I've enjoyed it ever since, right? But once again, it starts out as a passion, it starts out as a hobby, and then it becomes something. But it really wasn't anything up until like this year, because if you want to make money, you have to have money. Let's just be real here. And I didn't for the first couple years. I'm a very fortunate person. You know, I'm still dependent. I don't pay too much in taxes. I'm not paying for housing. You know what I mean? My only bills right now are like some academic stuff. I like have like scholarships for school, and my parents cover the rest. And then I pay for my car and my phone. So being totally transparent there with that, yeah, I just didn't have any money. My dad bought me a camera, and I had a decent enough computer, and he said, figure it out, right? He's like, you want to do this? You want to make something out of yourself? Figure it out. And yeah, I definitely had tools to start out with. I actually have to make a correction here. I, for some reason, didn't give myself enough credit when I was walking and talking to you guys. I conveniently forgot that for the first year of my YouTube career, I was shooting with a 2-year-old phone, which was the iPhone 5S at kind of meh quality 1080p. So we all have our humble beginnings. You don't need to have insane gear to start off with. It took me like a year to convince my parents to buy me a camera, a proper one for my birthday. And they agreed because they saw that my hobby was going somewhere, you know what I mean? They thought it was worth the investment. So, you know, thankfully I was able to get that. But even if you get a decent camera, it doesn't mean you know how to use it. It took me like a solid year to master my camera and figure out ISO and aperture and just how to properly light things and expose things, etc., etc. And in today's world, we're so lucky we have big screen phones. We have really awesome cameras with like the iPhone 11, for example. It's a great value camera setup, great 4K video, and you can edit on your phone or a tablet with LumaFusion or iMovie, so you can definitely go somewhere on YouTube even if your phone is the only means of recording, editing, and uploading content. It doesn't matter what tools you have at the start, it really is about your own drive. And I'm really happy that I didn't, take money from people, or, I didn't have my parents, my mommy and daddy buy me a phone to review, because that wouldn't have taught me, how to work and how to actually earn money for myself, which I have figured out. And that really is what I'm here to tell you about, how to make your own money. So yes, before July of this year, I had basically no money to work with. Of course, I saved my money, and I did have a, decent chunk of change in my savings, probably like, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 in my savings account. That was for, bills, taxes, emergencies, if I crash my car, if I get a speeding ticket. That money was not for me to use, and I basically operated off of a budget that I gave myself, which before July ranged from $0 to at most maybe like $800. And that's what allowed me to buy the OnePlus 7 Pro back in May, and that really hurt me, and I didn't even get a lot of money out of that. I didn't even make my money back on that phone, which was disappointing. But when July came and Micro Center had a sale on the iPad Pro, I had been meaning to pick one up for a while, and I was like, damn, $679 is one hell of a deal. So then I went over there, I drove my ass out there, I picked one up with a friend, and I'm like, you know what, I cover technology, I might as well cover it, and kind of talk about why I bought it in regard to iPad OS, and this dog is gonna kill me, so I'm gonna run. This dog doesn't like communists. So I picked myself up a silver iPad Pro 64 gigabyte. Thought nothing of it, just like I didn't think buying a Google Home Mini was going to do anything, although that video got 1 million views, and really it was honestly what started me on my path to making money, but that's a whole other video. bought my iPad Pro, posted a video on it, 5 reasons why iPadOS made me buy iPad Pro, and it exploded. Now this was a perfect time for a video to explode for me because I was off for the summer, I had nothing else better to do, and my job at that time was just to make YouTube videos, and it still is, but at that time, I was not making enough money. I was considering getting another job, you know, working 2 jobs, YouTube, and I don't know, working retail or some kind of tech job like at Best Buy or a camera store. So this really was awesome. I went from making like, I don't know, throughout in 2019, I was making like $5 to like maybe $12 a day, upwards to, you know, $200 a day, which was amazing. That was for a short time, but that video blowing up gave me the drive to continue to make content on iPad and iPadOS, and also just upload on a more consistent basis. And since then, my revenue has skyrocketed. I mean, just like exponentially increased. I went from making, I don't know, a couple $100 a month, maybe like $200, $300, sometimes $400, $500 a month, upwards to initially in July, $2,300, I think. I think it was like $27. I don't remember. It was in the $2,000 range, and then it went up $1,000. And then it went up to 5,000-ish. I think it was like 5,500 in the month of October. And then this November, I was able to make $7,500 off of AdSense revenue. That was amazing. I had the best week of my entire life in regard to just making money per day off of revenue, off of AdSense revenue. You know, those mid-roll ads that I put in my videos. Yeah, that's for a reason. And basically how I was able to do that is I buy a product, like I bought iPad Pro initially. I made a bunch of content on iPad and iPad Pro. I made money, I saved part of it. I allocated some for a tech buying budget. I spent, you know, a decent amount on other iPads, other products. Like I got the MacBook Pro 13-inch, reviewed those. And then over time, I made my money back on those. Then I got my check from Google, put a half or a percentage of that into savings, allocated some for the tech buying budget, bought some more stuff. So since iPad Pro, I've bought the Note 10, and obviously you have to return some products when you're a smaller YouTuber. You can't afford to keep everything. Like I bought and returned the Note 10, the Tab S6. I'm going to be returning the MacBook Pro 16-inch. I have returned iPads. I have returned, I don't even know, I think phones too. So I've returned several products. If you were a product reviewer and you cannot afford to keep all these products, be not afraid. I don't know why I said it like that, but definitely return, you know, make your money off them, be respectful, treat the products really nicely. Don't be a schmuck, put them back into their boxes, tell people that you didn't like need it or you didn't want it. And that's what I've been doing in a nutshell. You're not gonna make your money immediately back, although in some cases I have. Like recently I bought and returned the Surface Pro X and I compared that to the iPad Pro, and that video has made me around $1,200 so far with the mid-roll ads. And for some reason, the ad rates for that video were just insane. Mid-roll ads are so important, by the way. That's why I try to have my videos 10 minutes if possible. I don't want to stretch them out, you know, to make them stupid. But if I can, you know, talk about things a little more in depth, I definitely will, because if you have 2 or 3 mid-roll ads in there, your ad revenue rate on that video will just triple or quadruple, which makes them, you know, more worthwhile producing. But of course, I have my 6-minute and my 7-minute videos. I still have those on there. You know, even my iPad Pro video, the one that I published in July, it has around 600,000 views. It got like $2,000 worth of revenue on it. So yeah, this is how I'm able to buy all these new products. And obviously, like, it's fun for me, which is why I love my job. I've always wanted to have all these products around me. I've always wanted to use them on a daily basis. It's a dream come true. Obviously not quite a dream come true because you have to work to make it possible, but like, you know what I mean? It wasn't handed to me. I had to actually bust my ass to, you know, get to this point. It didn't happen by accident. But yeah, this is how I buy the newest iPhones. This is how I have all the newest iPads. This is how I have the newest MacBook Pro 16-inch, which I'm probably going to return. Like I said, I can't afford to keep it. It cost me $2,600. After I make my full review of it, after I make my school review of it, maybe do like another performance test of it, I don't think I'll make my money back, which is why I'm going to return it and then buy it later on if necessary, if I'm traveling more. Because once again, I won't keep any products that I'm not going to really use in regard to my own personal daily usage, or that I'll later use and cover. Like for example, I have the iPhone 11 and the iPad mini and the iPad Air and the iPad 10.2. And although I don't use those devices on a daily basis, I have them because they are, you know, assets to my work. I can review them next year. I can make other videos on them, Christmas-oriented videos, you know, like other iPad-oriented videos in 2020, stuff like that. Stuff that will make me money down the line and stuff that I will use, I will keep. Other than that, if I'm not making my money back, they go back, I sell them, I return them, or I buy them later. at a more economical time to have them. Oh, and before I forget to mention, another sizable chunk of my revenue comes from promotional work. So companies will reach out to me for my influence to promote their, headphones or their service or whatever product. And they'll pay me X amount to integrate like a 30 or 40-second mid-roll ad or end-roll ad or whatever we agree to. And before I started doing really well on YouTube, that was like half of my revenue or more during like a month period. But now it's sort of like a decent chunk, maybe a quarter of what I make in a month. But it does add up, and it allows me to, buy some products in this month. I'm not going to say who or what or how much people are paying me just for legal reasons or whatever. I don't want to take the risk. I have 3 individual promotional projects happening, 3 dedicated videos and 1 like integrated, I think. And that's going to make me, I would say all of them together, maybe like 2-ish grand. Probably more, maybe like $2,500. I'm not going to say how much one is paying for. Some are paying even better. Some are paying amazingly. Some are paying fairly. You know what I mean? I just kind of see what I have time for. Those are sort of like extra ways I can make revenue, but those do add up, and they have allowed me to buy, stuff like the MacBooks and the iPads and whatever on top of the revenue that I'm making from AdSense, which, by the way, Google only pays you once a month. So say I was running out of budget, which has happened before. I've had $0 in my tech-oriented budget account that I have. I might do a promotional video where someone would pay me, a day or two after I put their video on the internet, right? So it's an immediate way to make some cash in between my AdSense payments. I feel like I'm forgetting things here, but I'm just trying to keep it real. Really, what it comes down to is obviously building your skill on the platform. You want to be a good content creator above all else. Even if you're not making any money, just focus on making quality videos, and later on you will thank yourself because you will grow an audience that will, allow you to get the initial views that you need for your video to be picked up by the algorithm, which allows you to make actual AdSense revenue. Number 2, once again, you have to have some amount of budget to make money. Once again, whether you're buying old products, new products, it doesn't matter. You have to have something saved up to invest in order to get more money out of that. And then, of course, you save that money that you made, invest more. And yeah, my job involves a lot of investment. Basically, my Google Home Mini video did well. I made some change here and there over the course of a couple months. I bought an iPad Pro. I made a lot of money off of that, more than what I paid for. I saved half of it. I invested the other half back into other products. Those products made money. I got more money out of those, saved money, spent more money than before, and you see how this goes, right? So I spent a little bit of money at first, that grew. I spent more money, and the more you spend, although I'll say smartly spend, do your research, see what's popular, the more money you're going to make, and that's how you grow your viewership, your audience, and the revenue that you make monthly. So that, friends, is how I'm able to afford all of the, or most of the latest and greatest tech. Obviously not the Mac Pro. That would wipe me out if I decided to buy it. I would be literally broke if I decided to buy like a 12-core Mac Pro. So hopefully this has been some genuine insight into how you make money being a content creator, particularly one who covers products. And for the small YouTubers, particularly the tech content ones who are striving to make some coin doing this, trust me, it gets better. Take my words of advice. I struggled for years. I basically had no budget up until earlier this year. I've only had budget for a couple months now. It's totally possible if you know what you're talking about and if you can make quality content that people will want to watch. Yeah, it's doable. It gets better. Hopefully this has been some genuine insight that you can, take advantage of. It's just investment. Like I said, it's a lot of saving. It's a lot of smart spending. And yeah, that's all I got, people. I hope this video helped you out. Once again, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and subscribe for more content like this. I got a MacBook Pro 16-inch full review coming out, which will look 1,000 times more professional than this, and some other MacBook-oriented content, some Surface Laptop 3 content coming soon, some Christmas stuff, who knows. I have to get ready to study for my next exam, and other than that, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one. До свидания.